Welcome back, viewers at home. You're joining me for quite an interesting conversation to plug you where to go this weekend, because probably you don't have plans and you would like to go out and be in the sun and network and connect with old friends. And here is the plug, because tonight I am joined by Shaheed Domingo as well as Zainab Domingo to tell us more about NeighborGoods Market. Now, Shaheed Domingo is the Masjid Aashiqeen, I hope I didn't butcher that, trustee, and Zainab Domingo is the student team lead. And they're here to tell us in terms of where you can get from your abayas to medical checkups to kids' activities. All things are covered in one location. Let's find out more. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining me.
Walaikum salam. Lovely to be here.
Honestly, we are so pleased to have you. But then before we get into understanding when is it and is the entrance fee, let's get to understanding the vision and the dream behind it. In terms of, and I'm going to direct this question to you, Mr. Shaheed, in terms of if you can tell us what inspired the NeighborGoods Market.
Well, you know, Masjid is supposed to be the core of a community, right? So we became very conscious about the rate of unemployment in the area. And, you know, a lot of the people have become very resourceful, and they really become really entrepreneurs in their own right. And they're doing some awesome, call it little businesses. And as individuals, they kind of are so effective. And we decided, look, why don't we have a market that can showcase all of the community's products and services that they offer? And by doing that, one, we can also raise funds for the masjid, because at one point, the masjid was getting quite a bit of income from the community. But then because of unemployment, the income kind of took a dip. And we thought, okay, let's work together with the community. And we empower them to start earning you know, a decent living. And in that way, we can also, as a masjid, we're pretty much self-sustainable, right? So we need to raise our own funds. And it becomes quite tough when the community is also struggling. So that's where it started from. And then it just took off from there, and we kind of had to get creative around how do we reinvent this market year on year. And one of the things that I've identified is that, you know, mostly masjids are run by the elderly or the adults. And I said, why are we not including the youngsters? And I was amazed at the ideas that they came up with, and that is probably one of the key success factors in terms of the Aashiqeen fate, because there's a buzz there. It's really an atmosphere that people look forward to, and a lot of people see it as a means of also reconnecting, you know, with family and friends, etc. So it's something to look forward to every year.
And I just want to add to that. I think this gives a different picture to masajids, because masajids seem so formal, and it's like you go and pray and leave. And I think with markets of this kind, it gives that connection, and it builds that connection where 100%. Youth can come in and just sit in the grass and maybe read Quran, or if not, read a book. So I'm loving this, and inshallah we pray that it forever succeeds. Now, Zainab, I want to find out from you, looking at how the NeighborGoods Market was first incepted in 2017 and 2025, we are still here marking the register as present. Can you please describe to me how, you know, the goods market, or rather the NeighborGoods Market, has evolved?
I think most of the credit goes to the masjid and the vendors, obviously. Like, Masjid al-Aashiqeen always had that homey feel to me personally, and I hope for other people too. And I think it's really important for people to have that space where they can be comfortable and interact with and engage with the community. And and I think also, like, this time around, like, we've been trying to market it, because nowadays, like, people really like you to show them, like, what they're gonna miss out. Like, they won't just come. So I think that's what we're trying to do. Like, me and my friends, we started this I guess you can say initiative to help, like, make the vibe of the faith and attract the youngsters. So I think marketing is really also important.
Certainly, always. And Mr. Shaheed, I want to come back to you. You mentioned a very important issues that affect us, whether we like it or not, the issue of unemployment. And you can imagine as a community, if we all don't have income, it's a matter of what happens then. And through this amazing initiative, or should I say this idea that really allows people to tap into their entrepreneur selves and, you know, look into what they like creating and creating it for the masses is something that is beautiful and we commend. And it speaks to literally decreasing the numbers of the unemployment individuals. Can you please tell me in terms of how would you best describe the improvement and growth around the unemployment and the attitudes towards, you know, coming to the market and showcasing, be it you're selling a product, offering a service in terms of, you know, putting henna patterns, whatever it may be?
Sure. Yeah, look, I think a lot of people get inspired by seeing how normal people actually, you know, empower themselves by having these various initiatives. And a lot of people that come there say, you know what, I can actually do something similar.
Yeah.
And that's where they start becoming motivated to do something, short of trying to find a job and being disappointed. And you know how it is. There's only so many jobs, but the unemployment rate is so high. So and for me, that is a key solution to unemployment is self-employment. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is the concept of collaborative professionalism. And that is where professionals collaborate. And that gives them some sort of power in terms of competing with the big corporates, right?
Yes.
So as individuals, you kind of, you're an expert in your field, but as an individual, you can only do so much. But collaboratively, we can do a lot more. So for example, a appa or a auntie that is making samosas or kusisa, she can only do so much. But then you look at myself, who's an IT professional, and I can come to her and say, look, I can help you enable or grow your business from an online perspective. You know, where she wouldn't have even thought of that or have the capability of doing it. So if we collaborate, we can actually do a lot more. And there is many within our community, professionals in their own right, that has got a lot to offer. And this is what I want to stimulate in the market. So one of the things that we're going to be offering our stall owners is an option to have a free website. So we're offering that to them. So obviously it must make sense that it will work for their business, but that's something that we want to offer them because we feel that will help scale their business. You know, because sometimes they can only do so much within the capabilities that they have. So that's one of the things that I think is going to actually take it to the next level.
Amazing. And just funny enough, you know, a lot of people online are complaining about the quality of food that we are getting in these big stores. And I think the idea of, you know, food from community, you know, it's made with love, it's made in its purest form. There's nothing that can, you know, get you sick or just make you sick in the long term. But Zainab, I want to come back to you. And you mentioned something around, you know, getting the youth to really up and be part of this beautiful, you know, program, if I can say so. Can you tell me some of the challenges of having something like the NeighborGoods Market, be it setting up, be it calling, be it having people actually, you know, sign up to say, yes, I'm going to have a store?
I think the challenges comes in with just getting people to come. Like a lot of people, they'll come, they'll stay for like 15 minutes, then they'll leave. But if we create that environment where people will want to stay, and especially for the youngsters, if we create that environment for them, like the children will nag their parents for them to come, and then the parents will be forced to stay. And it's just like, I think that's just one of the challenges. But I think everything else, alhamdulillah, it's been good.
Subhanallah. Now, Mr. Shaheed, my other question now is coming to the event. Let's picture it. Let's entice our viewers in terms of what kind of stalls will be there and what can they expect in terms of some of the activities. I mentioned earlier on in the intro that there's going to be kids activities. Can you walk us through some of that?
Sure. Well, let me start in the morning. So in the morning, we're going to have a walk for Gaza. So we're encouraging people to do the little that we can. I mean, it's little, but it's something. So just to show our solidarity, we're going to have a little short walk. We have a walk for the youngsters and then a shorter walk for the elderly, so that everybody can take part. So that's going to kind of create a buzz early in the morning, and then after that we're going to have breakfast, right? So and that's where the vibe starts picking up, and then the side quest team, which is an initiative from the youth. Okay. They now going to be marketing the services to other call it markets or initiatives or functions. But they are now going to create that vibe within the Aashiqeen faith, right? So we have a wealth of stalls where they are going to, we even have a full spa treatment, right? And we have from abayas to gadgets, to clothing, and food galore. There's enough food. So the ladies doesn't have to think about cooking this weekend. The whole weekend is food, right? On Saturday, there's enough food for everybody's taste. On Sunday, we're doing a special treat. We have both chicken and mutton biryani. And we've already started getting orders, and we're worried that we're not going to be able to supply. But yeah, I think we should be okay. But yeah, so there's lots. There's a lot of activities, and a lot of activities that would keep the community engaged, right? We have what we also call the adhan competition. One of the things that is a very neglected, call it discipline within our communities. We just think, it's the adhan. In countries like Turkey, they have major competitions around this, and we try and revitalize that with the youth. We want to pull the youth in and say, adhan is an honor to make adhan. So let's try and grow that skill within our communities and encourage them. Because back in the day when our parents were youngsters, they took it seriously. We had people, they used to call him the Sheikh Bilal, and he was like the authority in terms of adhan and all of that. So that's what we're trying to re-inculcate. We're going to get the youth to come and take part and compete against one another, and there's lots of prizes to be won there. So that's going to be quite exciting.
This weekend is certainly guaranteeing excitement upon excitement upon excitement. And I think I want to find out from each of you, seeing or just hearing what Mr. Shaheed has mentioned, what would you say is your highlight? And I think I'll start with you, Zainab, and then go to Mr. Shaheed.
I think what I'm most excited for is obviously the Palestine walk, just seeing everyone from the community come together in support of Palestine. And also, we're also having an archery competition. I think that will be really fun to see all the youth come together and bring in like healthy competition. And we have some really cool prizes up for grabs for the archery competition. And I think it's really important to show the youth that engaging in Islamic activities in an Islamic environment is fun. Because I feel like nowadays they think, at the mosque it's boring, you just make salah and you go. And like we want to show them that it is fun to engage in Islamic activities, since archery is a sunnah sport.
And Mr. Shaheed?
Yeah, for me, the whole weekend for me, I'm looking forward to, and the vibe, and also it's an opportunity to catch up with old friends, because it's a community that converges, and everybody looks forward to whoever they're going to bump into, and it's about the conversations and all that goes with it. So for me, it's really something that I'm looking forward to the whole weekend. So I really encourage people to come and experience the vibe.
And I think before I ask the date, of course, the Saturday and Sunday, before I ask about, is there a ticket price for entry?
No entry fee. Just come with your, what's the word? Huge appetite and partake.
Now, before I close off the conversation, Mr. Shaheed, I want to find out from you in terms of many other communities want to instill this, because I think through this NeighborGoods Market, it's not only about showcasing products and networking, it builds a sense of unity, and I think it's something a lot of communities have lost touch with. If someone is seeing that, okay, my community is like literally becoming a graveyard. We don't greet each other, we don't know each other, we don't know of each other, and we want to start something of this kind. Where do I start? What advice would you share with them, something that can help them bolster that sense of unity, that sense of community through events like that of NeighborGoods Market?
Look, I think, start small. That's where we started. Start with something small and leverage the skills and capability that you have around. You'll be surprised how much capability you have within your community that actually facilitates the launch of something like this and the sustainability of it. So just start, do something, and eventually, once it starts picking up, the next year you take some learnings out of the previous year, and that's how we kind of grew. And it's important, just start it, get something going, and you'll be surprised at the results.
And Zainab, where is the masjid located? So that viewers cannot even miss it, even if they wanted to.
So it's going to be in Florida. I think the address is corner 7th Avenue and Janet Street.
Janet Street,
Yeah.
all right.
So,
Making
so,
those
so as a
flyers
landmark,
really-
there's
yeah.
the Florida Lake,
Yeah.
just down the road from the Florida Lake. So we're going to be walking past the lake for the march,
Yeah.
and it's just down the road. So everybody knows Florida Lake as a landmark. It's just around the corner.
Jazakallah so much, for really sharing a very refreshing perspective on markets. Because this markets, I've heard so much. Adhan competition, archery, and it's things that are bringing back to Islam in terms of the Sunnah and, unity and community among so much other things that the market is really bringing into the space in which it will be hosted at. But Jazakallah so much, for joining us and sharing with us beautiful ideas. And I'm hoping viewers at home will be inspired not only to attend, but to also, foster such amazingness in their own communities. Jazakallah so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having us. Really appreciate it.
Viewers at home, those were my guests sharing beautiful ideas and plugging you with what to do this weekend so you don't have to, one, cook. Certainly, you don't have to be bored. Thirdly, if you missed your checkup, well, don't stress because this weekend you can get the opportunity to get that medical checkup. So much. And I can't even go beyond this, but all I can do is make sure that you free up yourself to be part of this amazing neighbor goods market. And that was me having an interesting conversation and insight about the neighbor goods market from Mr. Shaheed Domingo as well as Zainab Domingo. Hope that was quite interesting for you. But viewers at home, for now, let's head over to an ad break. We'll see you when we return.